Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Brass Monkey X, and welcome back to another hot sauce review. So check it out, guys. Today we are taking a look at Professor Payne Indeass's Anal Angst Butt Blazin recipe number 4 X hot sauce. Now that is a mouthful. So, as always, guys, what we do here is we rate all of our hot sauces on 4 different criteria. We judge it on presentation, aroma, flavor, and heat. Now, in each one of those categories, you can get a score up to a 10. For a total, after we add all 4 together, the most you can get is a score of 40. So, with that in mind, we're just going to go ahead, we're going to get right into it, and we're going to start talking about presentation here. Now, the presentation on this sauce, this is damn near perfect, guys. This is a great presentation. Like, the name and this entire label are just, it's hilarious. Professor Payne Indeass's Anal Angst. How do you go wrong with that? Like, that's such a great name. That is fantastic. Like the label itself, like look at this label. The dude here up on his soapbox, and he's trying to peddle his hot sauce to the public here. Like it's awesome. I love the label on this thing. It's really fun. It's really cheeky, you know. If you come to the side of the label here, try to get close enough for you guys to read that. When you read that, it's almost like you can hear what the guy is saying. Look at the whole, ladies and gentlemen, after years of perfecting my formulation, I've achieved precisely that. And it, so on and so forth. He goes on to talk about the hot sauce as if he's trying to actually sell you this elixir back in the day. Like, it's really cool. I like that. They even found a way in there to work in the names of their other hot sauces, which sound pretty fun. And if I ever see them, I'm definitely going to buy them. You got the sphincter shrinker, you've got the butt pucker, stuff like that. So awesome. I think this brand nailed it when it came to presentation. Even the bottle itself, it's got that like flask shape that I like. I like the flask shaped bottles. I don't know why. I just prefer them to the standard bottles like this one here. So, I mean, if this bottle doesn't catch your eye on a shelf, there's something wrong with you, man. You need to go see an optometrist because there's something wrong with your eyes. Like, this is a fantastic presentation here. So as far as presentation goes, I don't know if I've ever given anything this high of a score, but I'm giving this one a 9. It's not quite a 10, but I'm giving it a 9. I think that's the best score I've ever given for presentation before. Now, next we're going to move on to aroma. So at first whiff, it smells like you get like it's like a pungent, spicy steak sauce to me. And that's because it's got the sauce itself. If you look at the ingredients here, okay, it's got soy sauce, it's got garlic, and it's got that Worcestershire sauce in it. So that's what makes it smell like a steak sauce. So when you take like a big old sniff of this, you're going to get that little bit of nose tickle from the habanero, which I like that. I like when I smell a sauce and it kind of, it burns the nostrils a little bit. You know you're going to have a pretty good sauce when that happens. And if you've got like a really good sense of smell, you can pick up on, there's hints of like anchovy. And you're getting that from like the Worcestershire sauce because the Worcestershire sauce has anchovy in it. And there's also anchovy puree in this, which I didn't realize until I looked at the label earlier today before I made the video. And I'm not a huge fan of anchovy. So like, don't get it twisted. It's not a very fishy smell, but if you have a keen sense of smell, you can definitely smell that hint of anchovy in there. So it's almost sweet, but it's more of like a savory smell that you're getting when you take a whiff of this. It smells It smells almost like a marinade, if you ask me. It's more like a marinade than a sauce, in my opinion. So personally, with the aroma here, I'm gonna give it like a 7.5. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's a very nice smell. I do like the smell of it, but it smells more like a marinade to me than it does an actual hot sauce. So the flavor of this, man, the flavor of this sauce is very good. I'll show you a list of the ingredients again. If you want to pause the video and maybe read those. It's got a decent amount of ingredients in there. Okay. Now, the flavor, it tastes like a spicy, tangy steak sauce, almost like the way it smells. Like it tastes very much like it smells. And you get a ton of that Worcestershire sauce flavor, and I think that's what's giving it its tang. Because like I said, it's got that a little bit of tanginess on the tongue there. And in my experience, that Worcestershire sauce, it's great at what I don't know the word for it. What it kind of like it brings all the flavors together. It like holds flavor really well. Like it mixes well with other flavors. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how you would explain that. I don't know the word for that. But the Worcestershire sauce really holds flavor together well. I mean, that's the best way I can explain that. It even holds the heat together real good. Like if you mix some hot sauce into your Worcestershire sauce, or you put some peppers in there, the heat's gonna distribute real well throughout that Worcestershire sauce. I don't know what it is about that sauce, but it's just really good for making marinades and stuff. What else? Now, it does have habanero in here. You saw that on the label there in the ingredients. And you know me, guys. I think the habanero is the greatest pepper on earth. And like, you can definitely taste the habanero in there. It's got that I say it all the time, but it's got that fruity, spicy flavor to it. I love the habanero, one of my favorite peppers, and you can definitely taste it in this sauce. And like, I make my own beef jerky. I don't know if you guys know that. I may have mentioned it once or twice on the channel. It's like I have like a small little business. Me and my wife, we make our own beef jerky. And I make a marinade that's very similar to this sauce. I use Worcestershire sauce. I put habanero in it, and I put garlic in it. And it tastes very similar to this. But honestly, this is a little bit better. If it was cost effective, I would just buy this in bulk and use this as my marinade. But it's not really cost effective to do it that way. It just makes more sense for me to mix it up myself. But anyway, I digress. So this sauce here, it's a little bit thicker than the marinade that I make. And that's probably because, again, if you look at the ingredients, there's molasses in here and corn syrup. So I think that's what adds to the thickness of it. It's hard to show because I ate most of it already, but you can see how it takes a little bit of time to flow. Like, it's hard to show because there's not much left here. Maybe I'll turn it upside down. See how slow that's moving? It's real thick. That's from the molasses and the corn syrup in there. Which it doesn't make it bad. It just gives it a thickness, which is weird because other hot sauces aren't really like that. You don't get like that molasses in the hot sauce, which is pretty cool. I mean, you can taste it a little bit, but again, that's another ingredient I didn't even realize was in there until I looked at the label. Like, I could not tell there was molasses in there. But the taste, it's a very good taste. I thoroughly enjoyed the flavor of this. So, I mean, the flavor, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it an 8. It was a really good flavor in this sauce. Now, the heat. The heat may be where this sauce is a little lacking. It's a little lackluster, to say the least. Like, I mentioned before that there's only one type of pepper in this sauce, and it's the habanero. And you guys know how I feel about the habanero. I love it. It's fruity, it's hot, but it's not like stupid hot. And it's literally the first ingredient listed in the ingredients here. Take a look. The first ingredient there, red habanero peppers, which is awesome. I love that that's the first ingredient in there. The pepper should be the star of the show. I hate when I get a hot sauce and the peppers are listed way down at the bottom of the ingredients. Like, why? The pepper should be what you're focusing on in the hot sauce. Now, the habanero, if you ask me, it was the perfect choice for this sauce. But it's not going to give you that, like, turn your face red kind of burn. Like, it's the right amount of heat for this particular sauce. Now, it may not be the hottest sauce out there, so my score is going to be a little bit lower. But, like I said, for this sauce, it was the perfect amount of heat. So, as far as the heat goes, not the hottest sauce in the world. I'm only going to give it a 7. But that doesn't mean that it's not a hot sauce. It's hot, okay? It's just, it's not stupid hot. It's the right amount of hot for this particular sauce, for this type of sauce that this is. So, basically, to sum it up, guys, we ended up with a total of a 31.5. Now, that's a very respectable 31.5. That's a decent score. Not many of the sauces I review get ranked over a 30. So that's really good. I definitely recommend this sauce. If you see it, pick this sauce up. This was a very, very good sauce. And to sum it up here, it's basically, presentation was awesome. The aroma, very pleasant. The flavor was fantastic. It's got that perfect amount of heat to spice up your meal, but without, like, burning your face off. Now, recommendations. I always give recommendations, guys. You guys know this. This sauce was made to go on meat. Like, you could use it as a marinade, or you could just pour it on your meat, whatever you want to do. And it's fine on, like, white meats, like chicken and pork or whatever, but it's perfect for red meats. You put this on red meat, or you marinate a nice steak in here, oh my God, it's going to be delicious. This was excellent for red meat. And then, little bonus here. It was also really good in, like, creamy dishes. So, like, if you put it in, like, mac and cheese, any kind of, like, pasta Alfredo, or even, like, broccoli and cheese sauce. You don't like eating vegetables? Eat some broccoli and cheese sauce with this on it. Oh my God, fantastic. Anything that was, like, cheesy and rich and thick and creamy, this went great with it. I couldn't tell you why. I don't know why the flavor profiles work that way, but it does. They were awesome. So, that is my review of Professor Payne Indeass's Anal Angst Butt Blazin recipe number 4 X hot sauce. Totally good sauce. I recommend it. If you see it, purchase it, buy it. You won't be disappointed. Now, with that all done, we're going to do a bonus sauce, guys. I got this little fella right here. We're going to burn through this real fast. My wife picked this up for me. She saw it when she was out and about one day. It's got everything I love in it. It's black cherry, which I love cherries. It's almost impossible to read these tiny little labels here, but it's got habanero in it. So it's basically a black cherry habanero sauce by Tabanero. Never heard of them before, but we're going to burn through this real quick. Rapid fire. Let's go. Presentation. It's a small bottle. It's got a simple label. I give it a 4. 4 for presentation on this. Aroma. Smells very much like cherries. You do get a little bit of the habanero, and it's a simple hot sauce smell. I give it a 7. I give it a 7 because I'm biased, and I love cherries and habaneros. Now, that's a generous score. That is a generous 7. Anyone else probably wouldn't give it a 7, but like I said, because I love the cherries and the habanero, that's why it's getting a 7. Flavor. The cherry stands out a lot. You really taste the cherry in it. It's great if you're a fan of cherries. You do get the fruitiness of the habanero, and it is a vinegar-based hot sauce. So you're going to get like that vinegar flavor. I give the flavor a 6. It's a very, very sweet hot sauce. It's not very hot, which brings us to the heat. It's virtually non-existent. There's almost no heat in this hot sauce at all. It's cherry flavored, little bit of habanero vinegar. So like the heat, almost non-existent. 2.5 for the heat. So that's a total of 19.5 for this little guy right here. If you see it out and about and you like cherries, give it a shot. If you're looking for heat, don't even bother. It's not hot whatsoever. Now, recommendations with this, surprisingly, really good on rice. I put it on like rice-a-roni or like chicken rice, stuff like that. Amazing. Don't ask me why. It's just awesome. Works great on rice. Even like plain white rice. You want to add a little bit of flavor to your white rice, put that on white rice. White rice, brown rice, whatever. Just plain rice. Turns out awesome. But yeah, guys, there is my review. You got 2 for 1 today. You got the anal angst and you got the tabanero hot sauce. On our next hot sauce review, we're going to be taking a look at this stuff here, which, as you can see, I'm pretty much done with. I burned through this one. This is Community Gardens, the Texas Tangy Tamarindo Hot Sauce. So you're going to see that one on our next hot sauce review, guys. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you next time.